Hey y'all, so we're back with another one, and this time we're going to be looking at the biggest news we've received all year, which is that Rihanna is expecting. And it happens to be that she is expecting with Asaprocky, which honestly I'm unsurprised about when I heard they had initially started dating and just their relative age. I just knew that she was probably going to end up having a kid with ASAP Rocky and probably out of wedlock. Um, that has nothing to do with Rihanna, really. That just has to do with most black men who procreate. It's usually out of the wedlock. Um, Now, they have been on and off since I believe 2010. And, some say that it's really a genuine love story. Um, and I do believe that, there's there's some cuteness to it. Like, for example, the Fashion Killer song, I remember there was this one lyric that was, and when our, our kids get older, they're going to be a fashion killer or whatever. And like they actually did end up having a kid together. So that's like hindsight 2020. Like, wow, that's kind of cute. But uh, for the purposes of this video, um, I want to say congratulations and utmost positivity and good life, you know, to Rihanna. Big ups to her and whatever. I've always been a long-standing fan of Rihanna, and I have just the most respect for her in terms of, you know, women in entrepreneurship, especially Black women in entrepreneurship. She has been a role model in that aspect. Um, but you know, there are some things that do need to be addressed apart from some of uh, the things that we kind of glamorize and enjoy looking at about relationships, high profile relationships with especially Black love, because there's not like a lot of that we see, and so when it does happen, people kind of uh, are more likely to glamorize it and be all for it and stand, and we kind of just don't want to like critique anything else, especially when it's Rihanna and everybody loves Rihanna. We just want to be happy for her, especially since she waited this long. And but yeah, let's get into it, guys. I want to get into it by starting at ASAP Rocky and his Rocky Colorist Pass, which we're all aware of. I don't really need to get too into it. I noticed that a lot of the things, like some previous articles and stuff, when going back, a lot of it had been pulled, like almost erased. Like, I don't know if you guys um, have a similar experience when going to look back at some of those articles, but yeah, that was what I found. But yeah, like the most common ones were the dark skin girls shouldn't wear red lipstick. Now that for me was not like the end all be all. Like, oh my god, ASAP Rocky said dark skin girls shouldn't wear red lipstick. There's been many like incidences and stuff. For some reason, I'm just unable to find it. And but yeah, just looking at his dating past, I feel like that kind of speaks for itself. And like the fact that he dated Kendall Jenner, I honestly believe that like any Black man who dates a Kardashian, there's something like morally um, debased about themselves, and probably their self concept as well. If any Black person decides to willingly date any of the Ku clan members, because I'm allowed to say it since her husband has said it, uh, um, and yeah, like I feel like this is also a thing that like I feel like the same way white men do not want to like date a white woman after like she's been entangled with many Black men. I feel like that's the same way Black women feel, especially if it's like a Becky, like a Kardashian, that is fetishizing Black skin to further promote themselves. And yeah, it's just, I know even his mom spoke about it that she's not going to settle down even if it is for a Kardashian. And yeah, he didn't, but like, yeah, I just think that is questionable, just not acceptable. Kardashians are white supremacists, and I'm not gonna. This is not a video where I'm gonna get into explaining all of it. Um, and yeah, that's that. And now with ASAP Rocky being a colorist, I felt like his attraction to Rihanna is not genuine. And I do believe that if Rihanna was dark skinned, he would not have taken two looks at Rihanna, and um, maybe she would just, maybe in the event she did get pregnant, he probably wouldn't even like still be with her or claiming the child. But then again, Rihanna is a billionaire, so I don't even think it's just her being fair skinned. I think she's also a billionaire. I think ASAP Rocky has a net worth of what, 13 million, and Rihanna has $1 billion, which is a significant difference. So yeah, it's clear that Rihanna has dated down in her relationship with ASAP Rocky, which we see many black women do time and time again, getting with these low life, low value men, um, who, yeah, don't really, you know, bring much to the table, but then claim they are the table. So, uh, yeah, and I just wanted to bring up this one quote on Rocky on Black Lives Matter, where he says, "So every time something happens, because I'm black, I gotta stand up. What the am I? Al Sharpton now? I'm ASAP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I want to talk about my mother, Lean, my best friend dying, the girls that I come in and out of my life, ugh, the jiggy fashion that I wear, and my new inspiration in drugs." This is very like upsetting for me, especially because like Rihanna was just, sorry, my laptop just died. Um, yeah. So yeah, Rihanna was just crowned a national hero of Barbados and has achieved many great things in her life. And she has now decided to wife up ASAP Rocky, a man who's inspired by drugs and jiggy fashion. Okay. And I just kind of wanted to show, like, the contrast in their political views, because I do not think they are like aligned, which is fine. Like, nobody, I don't think it's expected that people have to be together with people who share the exact same views. But in in topics where people show immense solidarity and empathy for, you would assume that they would also choose a partner who's also like extremely passionate or at least respects the topic, which is Black Lives Matter. I personally do not support Black Lives Matter because I'm pro Black women, and Black Lives Matter is not focused towards Black women. But that's a separate topic in itself. So, yeah, we see this quote by Rihanna. "For the last few days, the magnitude of devastation, anger, sadness I've felt has been overwhelming to say the least," and etc., 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 And she even dedicated a portion of her sales from Fenty to the Black Lives Matter movement. And so this is something that Rihanna has been very passionate about, just equality in general and inclusivity, as she claims. However, when doing this video further, sorry, when going about this video, like I did kind of have like a shift in view towards Rihanna, just because like I had to like apply the same. Um, I had to like take a look. If I'm gonna like take a look at ASAP Rocky's past, I should also take a look at Rihanna's past, right? And as we are aware, Rihanna has been linked to many colorists in her dating history, and that is sus. That is suspicious, and that I'm surprised. Like it's never really been something that I've really thought about, but it goes back to the whole like for example, rapists. A lot of people are saying this stuff. If you hang out with a bunch of rapists, or if one of your friends are a rapist, you hang out with them, you're also like that's also really sus, you know? Or like if you hang out with a bunch of pedos, like guys who are like 25 dating like 18-year-olds and you don't say anything about it, you're also sus. And same thing goes for colorists. You know, if you're dating a bunch of colorists and you're non-black or like non-dark skin, then you're also behaving suspect, weird, and maybe even colorist. You know, there's that argument that, well, you're hanging out with rapists, you must be a rapist. Well, you're hanging out with a bunch of sluts, you should also be a slut, right? So, you know, I don't I don't think Rihanna should get a pass for being Rihanna. I think she should be held accountable for the decisions that she makes. And I know that she has gone a very long time being childless. Kudos to her, you know, waiting till she's successful and stuff. But why wait so long to procreate with a colorist? Okay. And people are saying, oh, like the mom said, well, he never settled down. Like the dad never settled down for me either. Like even his father is a longtime player. He has 12 kids with four different baby mothers. That is not being a player. That is called polygamy. Okay, if you got multiple wives and stuff with children, like that is, please, that's a separate game in itself. Okay, and people want to give the side eye to Muslim women have whose husbands have multiple wives and they're just one of the wives, but this has been happening in the black community, and honestly it's gross. Now, Rihanna, okay, so you guys don't know this about me, but I graduated with a degree in business, and I specialized in consumer behavior. And from a marketing standpoint, Fenty will be affected by this. Fenty was propped up by black women. Because listen, Rihanna has come out with many products that have ended up on the shelves of Walmart, right? Her perfumes, skin products, all sorts of stuff. But now she's created the brand Fenty, which black women have steadily followed and supported. And now it's accessible to like now the masses have been able to accept it because whatever black woman touches or supports, it becomes cool and trendy, as we've seen, even our bodies. And so, Fenty being that their brand promise is all about inclusivity and, you know, like being like bold in inclusivity and confident about like some of our unconventional traits, that is being tarnished by her dating a misogynistic colorist, and it's not a good look because I do not believe women should be held responsible for men's actions, but I do believe Asaprocky, the man who gets inspired by drugs, will do something really stupid in the next 2, 3 years, maybe even less, and that is going to rub off on the Fenty brand, and Rihanna will be held accountable. Okay, and you know what? You know what? She should know better because she's dated many colorists and nothing good has come out of it. And I don't know why she thought ASAP Rocky was going to be any different. Love you, Riri. But I had to give my full, honest, unpopular opinion here. Let me know what you guys think below in the comment section. And thank you for making it to the end. Almost said amen there.